Hi there. Welcome to live stream Yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today we are going to be playing low to the mat on the side and on our back, doing some focused work on the obliques and the transverse muscles that give us that beautiful DV definition through the core. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify where you need to, and feel comfortable to take a time out by pausing the stream should you need it. You ready to play? Let's hit the mat. We're going to set up for today's class, coming down onto the mat and easing our way onto our sides. I'd like you to give me a small stack on the bottom arm. Bend the elbow, maybe resting your head in the crook of your hand, and then extend both legs for me, toes nice and long and lengthened. You're going to drag the big toe of the top leg along the inseam of the bottom leg, kick the leg up, and then brace into the heel as you bring it down. Slide up, kick up, bring it down. We're going to do 10 repetitions. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Long and lengthened, we're going to do a tap in front of your bottom leg and a tap behind. Little hot potato tap. Let's start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come back to your first drag exercise, but we'll change it up slightly. Drag along the inseam of the leg, kick up, and then trace your path back to your start position. Drag, kick up, drag back. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. You're going to come back to that little hot potato tap, but we'll do a double tap this time. Double tap in front, double tap behind. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more to go. Then we'll take it into a little leg pull. When you've completed your last one, float the leg up so that it's more or less in line with your hip. Pretend that you're pulling on a little piece of string through your belly button to float the leg up till it's almost in line with your hip, and then bring it back to your start position. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to circle forward, tracing a big circular pattern with the top leg, using the circumference of maybe a Swiss ball as your guideline, and use your breath to control the circular trace. Inhaling for half of your circle circumference and then exhaling for the other half, keeping the toe line soft and relaxed. Let's do 2 more. The last one, we'll come back to that leg pull, but we'll move in the opposite direction, floating just off the hip line and back, just behind the hip line and back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to start circling in the opposite direction, so anti-clockwise. Nice big sweeping motions with the top leg. Inhaling for half of the circle, exhaling for the other half. Keep the breath flowing, don't hold the breath. Let's do 3 more. And then we'll change our orientation on the mat slightly. You're going to bump the weight back into your bum, almost rolling slightly behind the hip line. We're going to float the top arm up. You're going to bend the top elbow and knee and bring them towards each other. Two more. Then we'll bring it down on the bottom arm. Bring the toes all the way to the front of the mat so that you look like a boomerang. You're going to V float the top arm and leg together, tapping them before floating back to the mat. Float up and down, up and down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to gently roll over onto the back, reposition yourself in the middle of the mat. Bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet to the mat as if you were setting up a bridge line. You're going to give me a big breath in to prepare. On the exhale, tilt your pubic bone to the 12 o'clock position so that your lower back imprints into the mat. Scoop to peel the weight up off your shoulders, holding that frame, and then reach with your left fingertips, come back, reach with your right fingertips, come back. You're going to keep gently oscillating side to side, almost as if you were reaching with the tips of your fingers for the edge of your mat. Keep that scooped position into the mat with your lower back imprinted and the weight just off the shoulders. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Peel back down to the mat, connect your head to the mat, keep the head on the mat as you float the knees into a tabletop position, keeping the feet and the knees softly clipped together. We're going to tick-tock with the knees. Take a big breath in to prepare. On the exhale, dip just off the center line to the left with both knees. Pause, feel those obliques kick in. Bring it back and take it to the right. You're going to tick-tock with control, pausing when you're off the center line, looking mindfully for that tug from your rib cage towards the hip bone before you bring it back. So hold for at least 3 or maybe 4 seconds before drawing the knees back to center. Don't rush the tick-tock, look for that work. Sync your movement to your breath. Let's do 2 more sets. And then from here, we'll take it into a single leg stretch. Keeping your tabletop position, scoop to peel up off the shoulders, extending your right leg to about 75, brace the left hand on the shin and the right hand on the inside of the knee, and then cycle through, bending one leg, extending the other. As you reach your extended leg long and lengthened, pretending that you're trying to tap the wall in front of you. Let's do 3 more cycles, then we'll take it into a double leg stretch. Last one. Tuck into a little ball frame, bracing against your shins. Open the arms and the legs to a V shape and then tuck back in. If you need some more work, swim or scoop the arms around before tucking your frame back in. Trying to keep that scooped frame the whole time. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Tuck the hands behind your head in a surrender-like fashion. Bend your one leg, extend the other, and then cross over the midline of the body. You're going to cycle through, bending and extending one leg at a time. As you crisscross pattern, feeling those obliques firing up again. As you find your rhythm, make sure that you're not yanking on the head. The weight of the head is just resting in the hands, and you're thinking knee to armpit as you cross over. Let's do 3, 2, last one. Peel back down to the mat, arms long and lengthened at your side, or tuck the hands, palms down underneath the bottom if you need support for your lower back. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, drop your legs down off center to the right and bring it back. Off center to the left and bring it back. If you feel strong through the core, you can work quite low to the ground with the legs. If you're feeling not so strong today, just give me a midway drop, coming off the center line, bracing into the heels as the legs come down. Keep your head and your shoulders on the mat and focus on engaging the core muscles with quite a bit of work through the transverse as you bring those legs down. Let's do 2 more sets, and then we'll take it into a little rocker to come back up into a seated frame. As you complete the last one, open up the legs, holding a somewhat tabletop position through the legs and brace behind the thighs. Nod your chin to your chest, rocking up and down, rounding out through your spine, rocking as far as the shoulder blades and back up, looking in towards your belly button and keeping that nice rounded scooped frame through the belly. Let's do 2 more. In sitting up nice and tall, either holding that boat line tabletop, bracing behind your legs, or extending the arms long and lengthen and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the soles of your feet on the mat, sitting up nice and tall. You're either going to extend the arms in front, making a long line. You can even give me a Jupiter finger line as you dip off the center line. Giving me an L shape on the spine, almost as if you had reclined the seat in your car, keeping the inner thighs switched on, belly switched on, and activating into the obliques and the transverse. Let's do 2 more. Sit up nice and tall. Place the hands on the mat behind you, either fingertips looking towards your toes, or you can give me a fisted line with your wrists looking in if you've got any carpal tunnel issues. You're going to peel up into a tabletop hold for 10 seconds with the weight distribution equal on the arms and the legs, and the hips pike softly up towards the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the tabletop position and just give me a small little bend through the elbows so that you can feel a little bit of work happening in the top of your arms. Small little bend, and then come back to your tabletop position. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last one. Peel the way back down onto your bum, and then drop almost into a little hollow hold, pushing off your hands and scooping to hold. If this does not feel like enough work, give me a full hollow hold, dropping all the way down onto the lower back, scooping your belly and reaching long through your fingertips and your toes. Then bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet, come back to your bridge setup and draw your knees into a soft tabletop line with the knees stacking over your hips. Using both knees together, trace a circular pattern clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Don't rush through the circle. Inhale for half and then exhale for the other half. Use the circumference of a tennis ball as your guideline. Try not to tense through the neck and the jaw. Keep your head and your shoulders on the mat and focus on driving and controlling the movement through the core. Make sure that you're working with control. Let's do one more to each side, and then we're going to come back onto our side, the same side that we worked the first time. Roll over onto your side, extending the legs long and lengthened, and giving me that small prop on the bottom arm. We're going to bend the top leg, tapping in front of the bottom leg with the knee, and then tap with the big toe behind the leg. Tap knee in front, tap toe behind. Tap knee in front, tap toe behind. Extend the top leg long and lengthened. We're going to play with that sequence. So it's front tap, back tap. Front tap, back tap, long and lengthened. Front, back. Front, back, extend. Front, back. Front, back, extend. Front, back, front, back, extend. Front, back, front, back, extend. Front, back, front, back, extend. Let's do 2 more sets. Front, back, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Lift and hover both legs off the mat. Toes are soft and relaxed. You're going to bend both knees in towards your belly and then extend. Bend, extend. Bend, extend. 8, 7, keep those legs hovering. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come back to your original line. Tap knee in front, toe behind. Front, behind, long and lengthened. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. 2 more sets. Front, back, extend. Last one. Come back to your hovering leg position. Lift and lower both legs in unison, not allowing the bottom leg to tap the mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Tap front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. 2 more sets. Last set. Come back to your hovering leg line and scissor the legs front and back, keeping the bottom leg floating off the mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're going to tap out one last little flow. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Last one. Hovering both legs off the mat, you're going to give me a soft cycle or treading water motion. Cycling the legs in a big circular motion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to your floating leg line, but give me a turnout position and tap the heels together 10 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come back to your soft parallel line and reverse cycle, bracing softly into your heels as if you were treading water, keeping the bottom leg floating off the mat. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come back to your turnout position and tap the heels together 10 times, keeping the bottom leg floating off the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Roll onto the back, realigning yourself in the middle of the mat. Bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet to the mat, arms long and lengthened at your side, and the spine in neutral. Take a big breath in, scoot to peel up, holding that frame, reach left, reach right, reach left, reach right. Keeping the lower back scooped and imprinted, weight off the shoulders with about 2 fingers of air between your chin and the chest as if you had a grapefruit tucked underneath the chin. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Float back down to the mat. Keep your head on the mat as you float the knees up into a tabletop position. Tick-tock, off-center, knees to the left. Bring it back. Take it to the right. Bring it back. Find a steady rhythm of your own, holding the knees off-center for a few seconds before drawing them back to the midline with control. Keeping your head and your shoulders connected to the mat, your chin line soft. Watch that you're not tensing through the jawline and the neck. Let's do one more to each side. As you complete your last flow, bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet to the mat as if you were setting up a bridge line. Take a big breath in And on the exhale, float up into a little scoop, bringing both hands either side of the right knee and holding for as long as you've got exhale. Peel back down to the mat and repeat on the left. Peel back down. Give me one long exhale to scoop in the middle. Reaching through your kneecaps. Peel back down. Big breath in, take it off center to the right. Peel back down, fill up your lungs to capacity, come up on the left. Reach long and lengthen through your fingers. Peel down, one to the middle. Peel back down, off center to the right. Peel back down, big breath in, fill up on the left. Peel back down, one to the middle. We're going to rock up and down like a little rocking chair, bracing softly behind the thighs, rounding out through the spine, almost pretending that somebody was pushing on the sternum to round out the spine, giving me maybe 5 or 6 gentle rocks up and down. And then finding your boat line and holding, either keeping the tabletop position or maybe legs long and lengthened this time, and hold for 10 seconds. Weight just off the tailbone, drawing up along the inner thighs and pulling up really strongly from the pelvic floor towards your sternum. Then bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet to the mat. This time, bend the elbows, make them soft at your side, and maybe interlace the hands as you find your L lean back. You're going to give me that same little Russian twist, but you're going to think of wanting to tap your elbows softly just off the floor. Oscillating side to side, holding that L lean, bracing softly through the feet, using your inner thighs, using your core. Two more. Sit up nice and tall. Extend the legs in front of you, opening them up into a wide V. Make sure that you're not stuck behind your tailbone. So sit up nice and tall. We're going to take it into a dynamic saw. Take a big breath in from center, and on an exhale, pulse 3 times over your left foot with your right hand, looking over the back shoulder. Inhale to come back. Take it to the other side. Inhale to transition. Exhale to saw. Keep reaching long and lengthened through both arms as if somebody was tugging the arm in front of you and the arm behind you. Keep looking over the back arm. Keep a soft brace into both feet. Let's do one more. Then you're going to give me a swivel on the mat, and we're going to repeat that whole sequence on the other side. Easing your way down onto your side. Make sure as you come down onto the side that you're stacking your whole body. So you've got the hips, the knees, and the ankles in a beautiful long line, and you're bringing it down onto a small prop on the bottom arm. Find yourself on the mat. We're going to drag that big toe up, kicking into the heel and bringing it down. Drag up, kick and down. Drag up, down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to take it to a little single hot potato. Tap in front, tap behind. Tap in front, behind. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Last one, we're going to come back to that toe drag and we're going to change it up. Drag up to kick and then trace your path back to your start position. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to bring it back to that hot potato, but we're going to do a double tap front and a double tap behind. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Float the top leg up in line with your hip. Little leg pull in till the toes more or less in line with your hip, and then float back to your start position. Sync your movement to your breath. Keep the breath flowing. 5, 4, 3, 2 more. Then we're going to circle that top leg forward. Big sweeping motions with the leg. Inhaling for half of your circle circumference and exhaling for the other half. Big sweeping motions, soft from the knee to the toe. Use your powerhouse. 4, 3, 2. We're going to come back to that leg pull, but we're going to work in the opposite direction, bringing the leg behind the hip line before floating back. Behind the hip line and back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Big circular motions, tracing this time in the opposite direction. So anti-clockwise. Big sweeping motions, inhaling for half of your circle circumference and then exhaling for the other half. Let's do 2 more. Then we're going to bump the weight back, almost rolling back onto the hips. You're going to bend the top elbow and knee, bringing them in and then extending them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring it all the way down on the bottom arm and bring your toes all the way to the front end of the mat so that you look like a boomerang. Top arm alongside your ear. Float the top arm and leg together, tapping them along the midline and then coming back to your start position. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're going to roll over onto the back. Reposition yourself in the middle of the mat. Bend your knees, connect the soles of the feet to the mat. Big breath in to scoop and peel up, hovering your arms off the mat. Reach off center to the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. Feeling those obliques firing up again. Keeping that scooped position with the lower back imprinted and the weight off the shoulders as you alternate reaching side to side. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to tick-tock from here, peel back down to the mat and float your knees up into a tabletop. Coming off center to the left, come back to center, take it to the right, back to center. Find a rhythm of your own, pausing off the center line and looking mindfully for that work, that beautiful V definition shaping work through the obliques. Keep your neck soft, keep your chin and your jaw soft. One more drop to each side, and then we'll bring it into a straight leg stretch. Scoop to peel up, keeping your left leg bent, extending the right, and finding your hand brace, and then beginning your repetitions. Bending one knee, extending the other leg, exhaling to tap the wall away from you, and inhaling to transition, keeping that scooped frame on the mat. 2 more. You're going to take it into a double leg stretch, tucking into a little ball frame, opening up the arms and legs into a V, and then tucking back in. If you need more work, scoop to peel out. If you find that the head is aching, maybe tuck the hands behind the head and just bend and extend through the knees, resting the weight of your head in your hands. Pick your poison. Let's do 2 more. And then we'll work that crisscross pattern, tucking the hands behind the head in a surrender-like fashion, bending one leg, extending the other as you crisscross pattern. Two more. We're going to play up that double straight leg stretch from here. Bring yourself down to the mat. Head stays on the mat. Arms are long and lengthened at your side, or tuck your hands, palms down underneath the bottom. Float the legs up to 90. As you drop the legs down, take it off center, almost aiming for the right corner of your mat. Bring it back. And then aim for the left corner of your mat. So you're bringing the legs down on a slight diagonal, either playing low to the mat if you've got no lower back issues and if your core is nice and strong, or maybe working with a smaller range of motion if you need a little bit more control. Make sure that you're not tensing through the neck and the jaw. Last one. Find your little rocker position. Brace your hands behind the thighs, rocking gently up and down, rounding out through the spine, rocking as far as your shoulder blades, and then bringing it back up. Then finding your boat hold, either keeping the tabletop position or floating the arms alongside your legs and reaching with your fingertips and your toes nice and long as you use the inner thighs and the core to hold that soft boat modification. Then drop the soles of the feet to the mat. Extend the arms long and lengthened, maybe in prayer or maybe in a Jupiter bind. And you're going to dip just off the center line and give me a modified Russian twist, reaching left and right off center. Keep rooting softly through the feet. Use your inner thighs. Use your obliques. Let's do 2 more. We're going to come into a boat hold from here. Drop the arms behind you, either fingertips looking towards your toes, or give me a fisted line with the wrists looking in. You're going to scoot your bum up coming into a little tabletop hold and holding for 10 seconds. Try to keep the weight distribution equal on the arms and the legs. Chin is in a soft neutral line. Hold, or start giving me just a small little micro bend through the elbows, bending and extending so that you can feel some additional work into the arms, keeping the hips spiked up as high as you can. Then drop the bum back down to the mat. Bend through the elbows, leaning back but not allowing the elbows to touch the floor as you come into either a modified hollow hold or a full hollow hold, scooping to imprint your lower back into the mat, weight off the shoulders, core braced and holding for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float softly back down to the mat and roll over onto your side. We're going to come back into extension and you're going to move the top leg. We're going to tap the knee in front and the toe behind. Front, behind, long and lengthened. Tap front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. One more time. Then hold and hover both legs off the mat, bending the knees to tuck in and then extending. Bend and extend, keeping the bottom leg floating off the mat and trying to keep your rib cage nice and high as you play. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Anchor the bottom leg to the mat. Tap knee in front, toe behind. Tap front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. 2 more. Last one. Float both legs off the mat and then lift and lower the legs up and down, not allowing the bottom leg to touch the mat as you float back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, float back down. Tap front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. 2 more. Last one. Lift and hover both legs off the mat and then start sweeping them in big scissoring motions front and back, keeping the bottom leg hovering off the floor, keeping your rib cage nice and high and pushing softly off the fingertips of your supporting hand. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last little toe taps out. You're going to tap front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Front, back, extend. Let's do 2 more sets. Last one. Float and hover both legs off the mat and then start treading water or cycling forward with big sweeping motions through the legs, keeping the bottom leg hovering off the mat. Moving with fluidity. Let's do 3, 2, last one. You're going to gently bring your legs into a turnout position and tap the heels together 10 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs long and lengthened. You're going to reverse your treading water or your cycle, bracing softly into the heels and keeping the bottom leg hovering off the mat. 4, 3, 2. Last one, you're going to come back into your heel tap position. So find your turnout line, keeping the bottom leg floating off the mat and tapping the heels together. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Float onto the back, realigning yourself in the middle of the mat. Arms long and lengthened at your side. You're going to scoop to peel up, hovering just off the mat. And then you're going to give me that little reach left to right, keeping your scooped line on the mat. Keep your breath flowing. Let's do 2 more sets. As you complete your last one, float back down to the mat and bring the knees into a little tabletop position. Use both knees together to trace a circular pattern clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Keeping your head and your shoulders on the mat, using the circumference of a tennis ball as your guideline, and trying to connect to the full spectrum of your abs as you circle out. Keep your breath flowing. Watch that you're not tensing through the neck or the jaw or the chin. Let's do 2 more. As you complete the last one, place the soles of your feet on the mat. Take a big breath in, and on an exhale, peel up and float off center to the right, holding for as long as you've got exhale before you inhale to come back down, and repeat on the left. Inhale to come down, reach through the middle. Big inhale to come down, reach right. Inhale to peel down, reach left. Peel down, 1 to the middle. 1 more set. Reach right. Peel down, reach left. Last one to the middle. Find your little boat or your rocker line, rocking gently up and down for maybe 5 or 6 gentle rocks, making sure that you're rounding out through the spine as you rock back and forth. And then finding your boat hold, either keeping the tabletop position or coming into full extension this time, reaching long and lengthened through the fingertips and the toes. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet to the mat. Find your L lean shape first by tipping the weight off the tailbone. Interlace your hands and soften through the elbows this time as we work a modified Russian twist, thinking of gently tapping your elbows to the floor. Keep your breath flowing. Keep that L shape on the back. Then sit up nice and tall, bracing into your heels, opening up your legs so that they're at least about mat width distance apart in a soft V. Check that you're not stuck behind your bum bones. Move your bum flesh out of the way if you need to be coming into that little sore line. Big breath in. On an exhale, 3 pulses over the right leg. Inhale for center. Take it to the left. Keep reaching long and lengthened with the arms as if somebody was pulling the arms in opposite directions, and keep looking over that back arm, almost as if somebody was standing behind your mat and you were trying to get a peek at them. Let's do one more to each side. The last one. Float the feet together along the center line. You can keep a bend in the knees if the back chain of the legs is still too cold. You're just going to give me a soft forward fold to hold. Maybe running or brushing the hands down the top of your thighs and maybe just resting them on the top of your shins, or reaching for the undercarriage of your feet if they are accessible, or maybe just bracing your hands softly on the mat. Just softly fold forward and hold your stretch for at least 20 seconds. Making your chest and the crown nice and heavy. Try to give me as much extension through the back chain of the legs as you can. So try to get those kneecaps to relax into the floor. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently peel up, bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet, and then just close off your practice today by nodding your chin to your chest and thanking yourself for making time to come out and play on the mat today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed today's class. Remember to shoot me your comments and your feedback, and to give me a little thumbs up if you did enjoy the class. I shall see you all for yoga on the mat tomorrow. Till then, keep it light.